This is game 1 of the 2025 NBA Finals. The Pacers have the ball with 6 seconds left on the clock, down by 1. But how did they get into the NBA Finals? This was a team that looked like a fluke after reaching the Eastern Conference Finals the season before. So how did they defy the odds and reach the NBA Finals? Well, we have to look at how they constructed this group of players that they have. In the 2022 season, just 3 seasons ago, the Indiana Pacers were stuck in mediocrity. They had some great veteran players, Domantas Sabonis, Miles Turner, PJ McConnell, Malcolm Brogdon, Caris LeVert, and more people that were remnants from the Victor Oladipo era. However, they were not winning at all, so they decided to trade their best player, Domantas Sabonis, for a younger, rising star from the Sacramento Kings in Tyrese Halliburton. Throughout the last 26 games, this move looked like a win-win trade for both teams as Sabonis helped the Kings while Halliburton looked like he could be a future All-Star, averaging 17 points per game and 9 assists. In the 2022 NBA Draft, the Pacers added 2 more core pieces to their 2025 Finals run, drafting Benedict Mathurin, a great athletic wing, to pair with Halliburton, and Andrew Nembhard, a smart defensive guard, in the second round. In the offseason, they traded one of their best players, Malcolm Brogdon, to the Boston Celtics for Aaron Nesmith and a bunch of other guys. Many people thought this was a horrible trade as Aaron Nesmith did not play at all in his first few seasons with the Celtics, and Malcolm Brogdon won 6th Man of the Year with the Celtics. But in the long run, Aaron Nesmith turned into one of the best role players in the league. In the 2023 season, the Pacers shifted to a more younger team, and although they did not win many games, they still won more games than previous season and looked like a team who can make a jump in the next season. In the 2024 offseason, with a late first-round pick, the Indiana Pacers were able to get Ben Shepherd, who would become a great three-point shooter and solid defender for their 2025 Finals run. They also traded 2 second-round picks for Obi Toppin, who looked like had a lot of potential in New York but didn't get the chance. But he got the chance with Indiana and became a huge piece in their 2025 Finals run. In the 2024 season, the Pacers took the jump that some people predicted they did, and in the in-season tournament, the Indiana Pacers qualified and they were looking to make a huge run. This is when they started to make noise. Tyrese Halliburton, who was an all-star the previous season, went to superstar mode in this tournament.
Inbound to Halliburton, and still got plenty of time, 7 on the timer. Halliburton trapped, off balance 3, and he cuts it in, and a chance at 4.
Under a minute remaining. Pacers clinging to a 5-point lead. Halliburton tries another 3. Bang! Tyrese Halliburton from downtown. Timeout Bucks. It's an 8-point lead.
A superstar in the making, and it's happening in real time.
Dropping clutch buckets on the Bucks and the Celtics to make it to the finals of the Emirates Cup. However, they did lose to the LA Lakers, but this was still putting them on the map as a team that people should worry about. From their success in the season, the Pacers wanted to make a splash for a veteran presence on their team. And with that, they traded for Pascal Siakam, an all-star level player who have championship experience, winning the championship with the Raptors in 2019, for Bruce Brown, who they signed in the offseason, a few other players, and 3 first-round picks. This elevated them to become a playoff contender as they finished the season as the 6th seed, qualifying them for the playoffs for the first time since the bubble. In a surprise to many, the Indiana Pacers beat the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round, and in the second round beat the New York Knicks in 7 games to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they ultimately lost to the Boston Celtics in a very tough sweep. However, many people thought that this might have been a fluke run, as Milwaukee had Giannis Antetokounmpo out and Damian Lillard out for a few games, and then the New York Knicks had a lot of injuries with players like OG Anunoby, and in the next season it showed. The Pacers started off 10-15 and were out of the play-in picture, with Tyrese Halliburton struggling immensely and their team just did not click. But then they turned it around. Since January 1st in the regular season, the Pacers were 29-13. Their offense started to click. Their defense was much better than the previous seasons, and they had third best record in that span, behind the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Boston Celtics, finishing with a 50-32 record, which got them the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. This set them up with a first round matchup with the Greek Freak and the Milwaukee Bucks.
Three for the win, and goal! He got it!
Before the start of the series, many people had doubts if the Indiana Pacers could guard Giannis, as they didn't have really a big stopper for Giannis. And with the looming return of Damian Lillard, many analysts picked the Milwaukee Bucks to beat the Indiana Pacers in the first round. However, these analysts got quieted down in the first game, as the Indiana Pacers blew out the Milwaukee Bucks with a great Pascal Siakam game, scoring 25 points on 67% shooting efficiency. In Game 2, the Bucks' other superstar Damian Lillard returned from his blood clot injury. Although he came back, the Indiana Pacers protected home court and went up 2-0 with their duo showing up. Pascal Siakam scoring 24 points alongside 11 rebounds, and Tyrese Halliburton scoring 21 points alongside 12 assists. The Bucks came back in Game 3 with a strong blowout, where Gary Trent Jr. and Giannis both scored 37 points. And Damian Lillard didn't even do well, only scoring 7 points in this game. So many people believe that the Bucks could come back and win the series. In the next game, Damian Lillard suffered a torn Achilles, and the Indiana Pacers won by 26 versus the Milwaukee Bucks, as they had no chance against them after Lillard got injured. Game 5 was a wild game, as the Milwaukee Bucks jumped out to a 20-point lead in the first quarter and early second quarter, but the Indiana Pacers rushed back and took the lead early in the third quarter, and then this game was a tight game for the rest of the game, with the Bucks leading by 2 and less than 20 seconds left on the clock. Tyrese Halliburton makes a great play and dunks the ball home to tie the game and force overtime. Then in overtime, Gary Trent Jr. makes 4 3-pointers in a row, putting the Milwaukee Bucks up 115-111. And with 40 seconds left on the clock after AJ Green missed a free throw, the Bucks were up 7 and it looked like they would force a Game 6. But then the start of the comeback Pacers happened.
Point lead. Nembhard with a 3. Good. To Green. Trent with it. And Burton. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Halliburton for the lead.
The Pacers went on an 8-0 run with 39 seconds left on the clock to win the game and the series in 5 games. And their next opponent, the best team in the East, winning 64 games, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Game 1 was a tight game, but In the fourth quarter, Andrew Nemhard made 2 clutch three-pointers to blow the game open, and the Indiana Pacers won Game 1. However, in Game 2, with injuries to Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and DeAndre Hunter, the Pacers looked like they would win again. But the Cleveland Cavaliers, with Donovan Mitchell going insane, scoring 12 points in the first quarter, led by 20 points at the start of the second quarter. The Cleveland Cavaliers looked like they held on to the game, up 7 with a Max Strus 3, and then retaking that 7-point lead with 2 free throws from Donovan Mitchell. And there was 57 seconds left on the clock. However, the clutch gene showed again from the Indiana Pacers.
And just keep in mind what Indiana did in that clincher against Milwaukee. Look at that stick back. On the wing, Siakam attacks and lays it in. Misses. Halliburton the rebound. 9 seconds. They do have a timeout. Carlisle's going to let him play. Halliburton steps back. And hits. Tyrese Halliburton trying to take Cleveland's heart.
Tyrese Halliburton makes a game-winning 3 to complete another impossible comeback, winning Game 2 of the series, which was a pivotal win as the Cavaliers looked to get all of their players back in their next game. In Game 3, the Cavaliers blown out the Indiana Pacers, and this mirrored the Bucks series. Many analysts believe that the Cavs were injured the first 2 games, so they lost, and they had a chance to win the series and come back with their lineup fully healthy. In an important Game 4, the Pacers returned the favor and blowed out the Cleveland Cavaliers, with Siakam scoring 21, Miles Turner scoring 20, and Obi Toppin providing a bench spark with 20 points off the bench. In Game 5, another close game at the fourth quarter, the Pacers swung it open with Nemhard, Turner, and Halliburton making clutch shots to win Game 5 and win the series. In the next series, the Pacers win against the New York Knicks, another team that surprisingly won their previously matchup against the Boston Celtics, who many people thought would win the whole Eastern Conference, with the likes of Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart, another well-rounded team. In Game 1, the fourth quarter was close, but instead of the Indiana Pacers going up in the fourth quarter, it was the New York Knicks who led by 11 points with 2 minutes remaining. It looked like the New York Knicks will get the Game 1 win, but you can never count out the Indiana Pacers.
Defensive play. Neesmith 3. Good! Got it! Really?
And I'm surprised they don't have Miles Turner, the rim protector, on the floor as well.
Neesmith 3. Good! Another one from outside. Neesmith again. 3. Got it! He's a flamethrower! Neesmith, it's a 3. It's a 2-point game.
Aaron Neesmith went ballistic, making 5 3-pointers in the last 3 minutes of the game. And then, with 7 seconds left on the clock, Tyrese Halliburton came up with the ball and pulled off another impossible shot.
Indiana with it. Halliburton. He'll take it. He'll backpedal. A 3 for the win. And... Oh! He got it!
That shot forced overtime, where Halliburton and the Pacers found a way to win the game for the Indiana Pacers to take a 1-0 lead. In Game 2, instead of the Pacers making a comeback in the fourth quarter, it was the New York Knicks, with them going on a 7-0 run in the last 2 minutes of the game. However, they could not complete the comeback, and the Pacers won Game 2 from the backs of a 39-point bomb by Pascal Siakam. In another tight game for Game 3, the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers were tied with 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock, and Jalen Brunson made a shot to put them up 2. And after that, both teams just could not make any shots, and the New York Knicks were able to get their first win in their series, jumping up from a 2-0 deficit to 2-1. But will they bounce back in Game 4? And the Indiana Pacers did. In this game, although they only won by 9 points, they were winning in double digits for most of the second half, and they were able to win this one with great games from Halliburton scoring 32 points with 15 assists, alongside Pascal Siakam scoring 30 points and Benedict Mathurin providing a spark off the bench scoring 20 points. The Indiana Pacers take a commanding 3-1 lead, just one game away from the NBA Finals. In Game 5, New York showed some fight with a 17-point blowout win, forcing a Game 6. But Game 6, it was over. The Indiana Pacers blew out the New York Knicks from the backs of a 31-point game from Pascal Siakam and a 21-point, 13-assist game from Halliburton. In this series, Pascal Siakam won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, where he averaged 25 points per game and 5 rebounds, and scoring 39 points in a clutch win, alongside 31 in the game clincher. We are now back at Game 1 of the 2025 NBA Finals. After being doubted on for all 3 matchups, but they defied all the odds and made it to the NBA Finals, where they had to go against one of the best teams in the league, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Many people thought it would be a sweep or 5-game series at most. But in Game 1, with the ball, Halliburton has a chance to win the game. Before this play, the Pacers were down by 15 with 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. But with clutch shots from Obi Toppin and Miles Turner, and then a clutch 3 by Nembhard to close the gap to 3 points, it seemed like the Indiana Pacers could make another impossible comeback. And this lays on the hands of Tyrese Halliburton.
Win it. Final seconds, no fouls to give. Halliburton looking. Halliburton driving, pulls up, jump shot. It's good! It's good! With 0.3 of a second remaining.
Tyrese Halliburton makes the 2-point shot to get his 4th game winner of the whole playoffs, which is one of the most in NBA history, and beat the Oklahoma City Thunder to take a 1-0 lead. In the next game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scores 34 points with the help of Alex Caruso and Aaron Wiggins off the bench combining for 38 points, blow out the Indiana Pacers to tie the series at 1-1. In Game 3, Benedict Mathurin came to play. With Mathurin's 27 points, the Pacers were close with the Thunder in the fourth quarter. They were able to make some clutch shots and play some great defense to be able to stop the Thunder from winning. TJ McConnell was another player who had a great game, scoring 10 points alongside 5 assists and 5 steals in just 15 minutes of play. In Game 4, it looked like the Pacers had a chance to take a 3-1 lead, with them having a 4-point lead with 3 minutes left and winning the 2 other clutch games in the finals, Game 1 and Game 3. But then they started missing their shots, and the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, started to go crazy. With some clutch shots from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and free throws, the Pacers ultimately lost Game 4, making the series tied 2-2, going into a pivotal Game 5. Game 5 was another close game heading into the fourth quarter, and Pascal Siakam cut the lead even more. But the Oklahoma City Thunder started to make every shot they took, blowing out the Indiana Pacers in the fourth quarter and winning by 11 points to take a 3-2 lead heading into Game 6, an elimination game for the Indiana Pacers. But then the Pacers returned the favor in Game 6, destroying the Oklahoma City Thunder with great games from many players such as Obi Toppin, who scored 20 points, TJ McConnell with 12 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals, Pascal Siakam with a 16-point, 13-rebound game, Nembhard dropping 17, and Halliburton dropping 14 with 5 assists. This was an all-around team win for the Indiana Pacers to force Game 7, a win-or-go-home game. All the stakes on one single game. And in the start of the game, it seemed like Indiana would have the momentum.
Kicks it back out. Siakam, Halliburton lines up a long three-pointer. Got it. Halliburton launches another one. Puts it in. Back-to-back threes for Tyrese Halliburton. Get up. Halliburton tries again. Halliburton hits again. His third three-pointer already. Timeout.
Tyrese Halliburton made 3 threes in a row, giving Indiana a lead in the first quarter, and it looked like he was about to have one of his best games of his career. But then a horrific accident happened.
Nembhard kicks it out. Toppin. Good contest from Dort. Halliburton falls down. He looks hurt. Halliburton's hurt right away when he fell.
Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles, ending his game along with the next season of his career. This was the worst possible situation that could happen for the Indiana Pacers, as they just lost their best player in a Game 7. After that, TJ McConnell, Benedict Mathurin, and Pascal Siakam held it down for the first half, and the Pacers were actually winning by a few points. But then in the third quarter, the Oklahoma City Thunder just started to rain threes, make shots, play great defense, and ultimately the Indiana Pacers will lose in Game 7, and the Oklahoma City Thunder will carry that championship crown for the 2025 NBA season. Now there's going to be a lot of what ifs. What if Tyrese Halliburton was healthy and didn't tear his Achilles? Well, no one will know. But we will know that this was one of the most improbable runs in NBA history.